David Neuhaus, this year's 2014 Junior Achievement Laureate, is known for his storytelling, integrity, and strong work ethic. Dave graduated at the University of Iowa under the tutelage of Chester A. Phillips and was fortunate to begin his career at Fairfax State Savings Bank. Fairfax State Savings Bank, chartered in 1924, has known only two CEOs, John Kroll and current CEO David Neuhaus. In an era of mergers and acquisitions, Fairfax State Savings Bank remains fiercely independent.
Anybody that went to Iowa in the business college in the 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s knew Chester A. Phillips. The man that ran this bank, John Kroll, from 1924 when it started, we were almost next door neighbors as I was just a toddler. To show you the confidence he put in me, he part owner of a gun club, where they shoot clay pigeons. And I was probably 9 and 10 years old, and he showed me how to get in this little hut with an apparatus in there to fling these clay pigeons out. But he said, once you set it, don't ever touch it again. You lose your hand probably. That's the kind of confidence he had in me, and he was like a father to me.
I wanted to continue feeding some cattle, so I took a note out with Fairfax Bank and borrowed some money on cattle, and that's the first thing I remember with Dave in the bank.
A Fairfax native, David was born to work.
My father always told me, get a job. Don't ever ask what they're going to pay you. You work, if they aren't paying you enough, move down the street. And I've never asked the bank or the station. I never asked him what he'd pay me, and he didn't tell me. But I tell you, that year I paid income tax on $950. Now there were men working for $1.50 an hour in 1947. And I loved every job I ever had, never. From papers to fixing flat tires to digging ditches for Selzer Construction. I loved every minute of it.
I guess integrity would be the word. Never needed a pat on the back himself, works hard, says, work never killed a man. I think he's done a lot of things and not received many awards. Again, pretty modest person, but it's finally nice to see something like this. I'm very proud of him. It's a pleasure to work with him, try to follow his example. And like you say, he still goes to work every day and works hard every day.
It's been his home, virtually his entire life. And he appreciates it, and people appreciate him.
I tell people, whatever your job is, you better like it or you won't do well, and you won't be happy. You got to make a living.
He leads by example and with intention, forming lasting personal relationships built on trust with the community.
I try to emulate John Kroll's path, do as I do.
Dave always seems to make the right decision. In my life, what a mentor and what a blessing to be able to go to Dave when I have an issue or a problem or a concern.
Tell the truth, and then you don't have to worry about things.
Unobtrusive. He doesn't push himself, and yet people realize that he has probably the right answer.
And the people that I got to know, lifelong, even in my banking days, some of them were still around. Or the kids would say, well, I remember when you delivered papers. And to me, that was worth $1 million.
David mentors his staff to be involved corporate citizens while maintaining their small town friendliness.
Take a lifetime to build up your reputation, but only one instance to lose it.
We've had the best trainer. He is larger than life in many ways, and he's a staple of the community.
You won't find anyone in the community that stands for the community as much as Dave.
His community commitment is evident in his life and work. He is a trusted leader and friend because of his willingness to help others succeed.
I think about the respect that he's generated. He always had time to listen to your problems, and if he could help, he'd do anything he could do to help you with them.
You talk about a rooted person, and that's why he knows everyone.
Getting a job done and doing it right, and dealing with people that I've known all my life. I can rattle off 5 generations.
David credits hard work and luck for his good fortune in life, a blessing he has shared with family and community.
This bank was a community bank. I mean, everybody relied on it.
And we had a big expansion, it was big to me at one time when we built our shop for our trucking company. And the bank wasn't very large at that time, and this project wasn't real small. It was big to me too. And I think before we finished, we had an overcost of the building. So Dave loaned me the money out of his personal account with no note, no time for me to pay him back. Or I don't even know about interest rate. I don't think there was one. I think it was just free money. So I never forgot that.
It's a standard that's not always easy to live up to, but it's a standard you're always trying to achieve.
Yeah, it's a great life.